My name is Tiffany Nesfield, and today we're going to cover foam rolling. We're going to go over various ways to foam roll different muscles of your body. You can almost foam roll every muscle, and hopefully it can teach you some new ways that you haven't been doing in the past. Or if it's your first time, uncover the best ways to do it. So, you can grab a long foam roller, or maybe one's even half this size. I'll show you various ways to use it. So, to get started, I like to start from the bottom up, and then we'll kind of mix things up. The biggest thing or misconception with foam rolling is that we're doing a lot of rolling back and forth. So these are a couple of do nots. You don't want to foam roll really quickly. That's not the best way to do it. You also don't want to be doing it so much that you're in pain and you're squeezing your eyes. You want to be able to relax, feel the tension in the muscle and the fascia, and give it time for it to relax. So the first thing we're going to do, since I'm in this position, is your calf muscles. The best way is to start with a general rolling of the calf. I like to first, if you have the ability to lift up, you can roll back and forth slowly, finding any area that may be holding more tension. This is where we're kind of scanning the muscle, if you would say. It's okay if you can't lift up your body weight. This is where you can scan and just roll it back and forth. You can always move it a little bit closer to you to loosen up. Now, when you find that knot, that tension area, that's where I want you to stay there, relax and breathe, and allow for time, whether it's 30 seconds, maybe a minute, for the muscle to relax. Now, if this feels okay, this is where you can bump it up. And maybe I want to start with my left leg. I'll cross my right leg over my left to get into a deeper tension on that calf area. Once I feel that release, if my calves are really tight, then I want to move to the next area. I may roll back and forth very slowly, but I don't want to do any fast movements. I want to take time for the muscle to realize that I want to breathe and relax. There are intentions that I want to release this muscle, find that sweet spot, and let the body do the rest. So one extra thing that I like to do, I'm not going to cover it for every muscle, is that once you release your calf or whatever it is, go ahead and make sure that you put it into a short and stretch position to find that new mobility, or really use to release that tension that was there. You want to open, lengthen the muscle, and shorten the muscle. So that's the calves. Just to also, if you want to intensify, don't want to forget, you can then lift up and do the same thing. To even step it up a notch, you can get a lacrosse ball or a softball or any mobility ball to use on your calf muscles. From your calves, we're going to go into your hamstrings. From here, you can lift up again. It's okay if you can't lift up your body weight. This is where you can find a yoga block. I'll actually grab one so you can see an example. You can sit a little higher and then allow the tension from there. You can put 2 yoga blocks so that you have elevation and allow the weight of your legs to provide release. If you don't need it, we're going to be here. Again, you're going to roll forward and back. The same thing, you can cross your leg, leave it there. If you need more tension, intensify, you can lift up. Now this is where it gets tricky. And not just saying tricky, but it's hard to figure out the right movement. You can sit on your foam roller. We're going to work your glutes, right and left. So easy way to get there. I'm going to go at an angle. You're going to sit on the foam roller. Again here, if you don't have the mobility, make things easier for you. Grab a chair, a yoga block, so that you can be higher up and elevated and feel comfortable. In this position, you're going to rotate about 45 degrees. You can simply stay here and roll back and forth and find that position. You can cross the leg across the knee and do the same thing that's opening up external glute muscles so that you can get into deeper areas. My thing is find the tension, the discomfort. It can get in your muscles all in that area. There's no right spot, but the spot that's right for you. So find that area, hold, breathe, and release. Feel free to turn even more. Our glutes go into our glute medius and minimus, and we can get deeper into that side muscle. You can take the yoga block, come onto your forearm, and get more of the lateral side of that muscle. You can cross your leg over so that you can control how much weight. If this is too much, because this can tend to be tender, you can push onto your foot and try to release some tension as you roll out. Great. So if we were doing this, we would do the other side. I'm gonna skip to our low back. So normally they say don't do your low back area because your rib cage aren't in your low back here. But we get a lot of tension in our sacrum and low back. There's a better way to do it. So you're gonna lay on your back. You're going to squeeze the glutes, do a nice bridge, and then you're gonna slide the foam roller underneath your hips, on your sacrum area. It should be on your hip bone. From here to kind of release the tension and the ligaments in the sacrum, you're going to grab one knee at a time. This may be enough to get one side. You can then alternate to the other side. You can also bring both knees up and hold and try to bring the knees closer to your chest. Opening up the hips. There's no right, wrong way. Just find what feels best for you. Take your time and don't forget to breathe. So to get out of that, you always want to make sure you protect your back. Go ahead and lift your hips up and release that foam roller. Now we're going to get into our thoracic spine. You're going to place the foam roller at the bottom of your rib cage. From here, you can put your hands behind your head or cross them across your chest. Whatever feels more comfortable. I like to open up, so I put behind my head to also protect my neck. From here, you're going to lift the hips up. Again, I like to start with a general roll back and forth to try to scan maybe any tight areas. And if you're going to roll back and forth, just make sure you're doing it slow. Then from here, if you find a tight area, I like to drop the hips down, take a deep breath in, out, and try to arch the back to open up through that thoracic spine. Breathe in, exhale, you can come back up, and then repeat. So it's a little bit more active. Opening up the spine. So here, I like to move vertebrae by vertebrae. You can move up or down. Lift the hips, drop it back down, and do the same movement. With this movement, I would start when you go back. Hold for a few seconds, if this is your first time doing it, and see how you feel. You can build up to holding it longer, for anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds, to allow yourself to expand that chest, open the rib cage. And back up. Now from here, I like to stay here and just move into your next area where we're going to work on our lats. You're going to rotate to one side. That's going to put you on your latissimus dorsi and your serratus muscle. A lot of your lateral muscles in your thoracic spine. So here, you can leave it there or here, and you can roll back and forth. Again, finding that tight area. When you find discomfort, relax the arm, take a deep breath, and allow the tension to melt away. When you're here, your foam roller is not going to hit all of your muscle. So feel free to roll further back. You can protect your head by using your hand, or roll a little forward. And you'll get even part of your rotator cuff muscles. So if you continue to roll down, you're gonna get more into your shoulder, into your rotator cuff. And this is a great thing to loosen up because we all have tight shoulders, us working at the desk, stabilizing to keep us nice and tall. You can roll back and forth and find that position. Now, while we're here, one thing that's underrated and doesn't get enough attention is our pecs and our pec minor. I like to use a foam roller to release that. So you're gonna turn over so that you're laying down, facing the foam roller, and you're gonna put the foam roller at an angle so it slides underneath your shoulder. From here, you're going to have your hand faced out and you're gonna turn your face the opposite way and find where any tension in your pec area. You may not have, depending on the size of the person, where you can roll back and forth. If not, this may cover their entire area. You can always put in tension in a certain place where you feel there may be tightness. Breathe. This time, I would probably stay here for about a minute or two until you feel a change in the muscle. Awesome. So, we're gonna move from the front. So we moved back, now we're moving down the front. We're gonna go to our quads. This is where you're gonna get in a plank position. Both legs even, you're gonna roll back and forth. Let's go ahead and scan the body. I like to start the foam roller in the middle of the thigh, so we have the ability to roll back and forth. Find that position, hold, and allow the body to release. You guys are getting the gist, right? Now here's a fun one that people don't normally do and are really tight, is our adductors. So I'm gonna try to show a few different angles. I like to start in the plank position. Easy way to get there. You're gonna take one leg and put it out to the side like a figure four. The foam roller is gonna be at a 45-degree angle. You're gonna lift up, put the foam roller at that same angle. You can rest your leg or put it out to the side if you want more tension, and get back in that plank position. You're gonna roll the foam roller up and down your inner thigh. You may feel extreme pain. You can always turn a little bit, lift up, take some pressure off, or if you're like, I need some more pressure, go ahead and come into that full plank and add more body weight. All right, great job. So here's another fun one that we don't normally do. I do, but our shins. You can roll these out too. Here's a few ways. I'm gonna show you the easier way first. We're actually gonna stay in that plank. You're gonna keep your legs straight. You can do one leg at a time with less pressure. Cross the leg in front of you, lift up, and slide down. Back and forth. Now, if you want more tension, you're just gonna put both legs on top and do the same thing. The last option, which is more complicated, but I don't know, it's a fun one for me. I like to sit on the foam roller. I can get a little bit deeper, cross your legs. You can do your anterior tib, your shin muscles. You can even put your feet down and then roll back and forth, find that position. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way, just as long as you're not putting yourself in pain, just light discomfort, that you're breathing and allowing there to be change in the muscle. Now, not last or not least, is the famous IT band. This one, you're gonna lay on your side. You're gonna lift the hips up and lay in the middle of your IT band, which is your lateral side of your leg. From here, I like to start with the leg up because it tends to be have more tension and also more sensitive. So you're gonna cross here, using this leg again to help relieve any pressure that you need. And then you're gonna roll back and forth, finding what area may have a lot of tension. Again here, if you've been rolling out for a while and you're like, I need to move it up, feel free to put both legs and do the same motion. Find that area, breathe, and relax. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do is work on your feet. I prefer to use a ball, a cross ball, or a Naboso ball that I have here. If you don't, you can still use your foam roller to roll back and forth to try to wake up your feet. But to get a little deeper, which most of us need, you're going to put most of your weight on one foot. You can also hold on to something else so that you can balance, and you're gonna roll back and forth. Again, finding that area that there's some tension. Hold there, breathe and relax, and allow it to release. This is one of my favorite things to do. We do a lot on our feet, and we need to take care of them more. So I wanna thank you so much for tuning in and watching me help you learn how to foam roll. Again, my name is Tiffany Nesfield. Hope that you tune in again for more tutorials. This one's on foam rolling, so I hope that you start doing that soon. Take care and be well. Perform better in life.